he used to know my father because he used to go out with my cousin, where she was much older than I am, because Nathan was 13 years older than I am. So when the war came out, my father was waiting outside just to look, and Nathan was running. He used to have a provision factory. So he was going, and he says, "Nathan, where you going?" My father used to say, "Nathan, where you going?" He says, "I'm going to go down and take a look at the factory." He says, "Are you kidding?" He says, "The bombs are flying from the ceiling." He says, "What do you want to go to the factory? Come on in and have a cup of coffee." My mother was like me, always had something to eat, no matter how bad it was. So he came in and he had a cup of coffee, and I was sitting down. I don't know if I was reading a book or the paper, whatever. And I got up, and my mother says to me, "You want a cup of coffee too?" I says, "Yeah." And he says, "Who is that?" And my father said, "That's my daughter." He says, "I didn't know you have a daughter." He says, "I got 4 kids. And he wouldn't move out anymore. At night, he came down, and you could go only till 5 o'clock.
Okay, now explain that.
Well, when Hitler came, there was a curfew. 5 o'clock, you couldn't, only the soldiers. So he was in my house, and before you turn around, it was after 5 o'clock. And
he was at your house doing business with your father,
no.
or socializing?
Socializing. You know, he was in the provision factory. My father was selling shovels. But they know each other because he used to go out with one of my cousins. So they know each other. And so he brought him in, and he started to talk, and it was after 5 o'clock. He says, "Nathan, you can't go home now." He says, "Well, you have to sleep here." And he started to sleep in the house. Every time he came, he stayed till after 5 o'clock.